Hello all, in this video we are going to see how to write a class. For this I'm going to recap a couple of things about the objects and methods. We have already seen that object has a state and behavior. Attributes or the instance variables represents the state and methods represents the behavior. As we already know that we would be invoking methods by using objects or classes. So non-static methods are invoked by objects. Static methods are invoked by class name. For example, all the methods in a string class are non-static. So we will be invoking those methods using object of that particular string class. Whereas for math class is it has all the static methods. Therefore, if you want to use any kind of method from the math class, you would be invoking by using the class name like math dot cosine value, COS of, and you pass the value. Another thing here we are going to discuss is accessors and mutators. So these are methods. So accessor methods return information about the object. It does not change the state of the object. It's very important. Accessor methods do not change the state of an object. And these methods are called getter methods. However, there are some user-defined methods as well. A mutator method may modify the state of the object. It is not mandatory to modify the state of an object. However, it may modify the state of an object. And these are called setter methods, and you may have other user-defined methods as well. So now we are going to see how to write a class. Let me insert a cell so that I would type here. First of all, you should know what is the class header. Public, keyword class, and then the class name. Public class, class name. Here the class name is, you would fill the class name, whatever the class name that you want to fill. Usually classes have attributes or private instance variables. And it may have constants also. So we are not going to discuss about that, but we are just going to discuss about private instance variables or attributes. And also constructors. Constructors are used to create objects. And it has methods. Okay. So if you have all these three, let's say basically you're writing a simple class here. So how to declare private instance variables? Private instance variables will have an access modifier, private, and this was lowercase, data type of the variable, and then you would be having an identifier. Okay, let's say identifier 1, and you may have any number of private instance variables. I'm writing 3 for now. You can have any number. So this is how we are going to declare private instance variables. in the constructors, okay, I'm going to write one constructor in this video. It starts with public. Well, it could be private also, so I'm just generalizing to public in this video. And then the class name, you would be having data type. I would be consistent with my case here, identifier 1 in, and so on. Okay, so you can list all the, since I don't have enough space here, I'm not listing. So data type identifier 2in, data type identifier 3in. Okay, so I want to show the difference between my private instance variables and the parameters here, so that you would be able to know the difference, what we are doing. In the constructor, what you will have is, you will be having assignment statements. Okay, what is an assignment statement? If you are assigning a value which is 10 to an attribute of grade, so that means grade is equal to 10, so that means you got 10 points as a grade, right? So now what we are going to assign, so let's say at the time of creating objects, if you are passing a value here, that value should be assigned to the private instance variable here. So that means we want to assign this value to the private instance variables, the parameter to the, so that means, so we are going to write identifier 1 is equal to identifier 1 in. So let's say if you want to assign a value of 10 to grade, so that means what you write, grade is equal to 10. Similarly, you want to assign whatever the value that you are going to pass here to our private instance variables. Okay, and that's up to you. You would be keep on writing those. Okay, and now methods. As we already have seen, methods are of two types, accessors and mutators. Okay, I'm going to write the accessors first, which are also called as getter methods. However, there would be a user defined methods as well. Okay, so don't always think that accessors means only getter methods, because you may have other methods also. Accessors or getter methods. No, I would write accessors, Getter methods are called accessors, but there would be other methods as well. So how to write that? Public. So what we are going to access here, we are going to access the data. What is the data that we have here? This is the data, right? So I'm going to write data type because I need to access that particular thing. And then usually getter methods or access getter methods would start with the keyword get, not keyword, so method name get, method name, and there won't be any parameters here. And you would having a keyword return because you have a return value data type here. This is a return value data type, so definitely you will be having a keyword called return. And then you would be able to see the whatever the getter method that you are going to write, you would be returning that particular variable, which is identifier 1. Similarly, you can write all the getter methods here. Okay, so if you notice here, I started my open brace here and ended up my open brace here, so which would be end class. So this is end get method. This is end constructor. CTR. And then you don't have any kind of braces here. Okay, very good, it looks nice. And now what we need to do, and always remember, all the variables, constructors and methods should be within the class. So don't forget, otherwise you'll get errors when you type in the NetBeans. Let me drag it to the new page. So I'm going to write setter methods, which would be public void. So we are not returning anything because we are changing the value. Okay, setter methods are what are called mutators. Setter methods are mutators. Mutators may change the value of may change the state of the object. So we are going to change the state, so we are not returning anything here. Set method name, and if you are changing something, you have to pass a new value, right? So for that you would be passing that particular value, data type, identifier, I would say 1n, and this is for only one attribute, okay, not for all. If you want to do for all, that's okay too. So now what you need to do is, basically you would write an assignment statement here, and that assignment statement would be able to assign whatever the value that you're going to pass here to our identifier, which would be identifier 1 is equal to identifier 1n. Okay, so this is how to write our class. Let me put all this in one page for you. Okay, so it has private instance variables, constructor, and methods. So this is how you would be writing a simple concrete class. Okay, and in addition to that, we will be writing a driver class also to invoke these methods, and I will show you that in a NetBeans. Okay, thank you.